This could be any day of the week. In Uganda, burials have never been restricted to specific days. It all depends on the family of the deceased deciding the day they will be interred. But there is now a suggestion that all burials be scheduled for the weekend to save on man-hours for work.
Economically, it makes sense. But practically, we must have very well set mortuaries in almost every district of Uganda.
Attending burials from Monday to Friday consumes time that we would otherwise be using for productive work.
The costs involved are very high because we are talking about the costs of mortuary services and maintaining the body through this time. I do think that actually it's very ridiculous and scandalous because when someone loses a loved one, they normally switch off. You can't expect them to concentrate, to do work in office.
In 2008, former Vice President, the straight-talking and controversial Specioza Wandera Kazibwe fronted the idea that burials be reserved for weekends. She kicked off a storm among conservative Ugandans who vehemently opposed the idea. But recently, President Yoweri Museveni backed the idea, saying Ugandans are stuck in pre-industrial traditions of going to bury everyone any day. He argued that this tradition is incompatible with hard work and personal development. But are Ugandans ready for this change?
We are not already 100%, but we have some capacity. For instance, in a week we can have between 15 and 30 bodies kept here. We are talking about people who die from the hospital. So when they die, those are our bodies.
We need morgues in regional places. Apparently, I think it is only hospitals that have fridges and maybe a few funeral homes.
There are a number of things that need to be considered before this idea can work or be accepted in Uganda.
We are going to undergo high-tech renovation, and one of the areas we are going to expand is the mortuary. So we are moving from 30 to 100 in a week. So that would be more than enough capacity as far as we are concerned.
As long as the body is embalmed, well embalmed. Embalming means preserving. Embalm and then refrigerate. The body can stay for even a year, for as long as it takes.
More people will have to be trained to deal with the many more bodies and the hospitals better equipped with more fridges. Presently, most of the private funeral homes can accommodate no more than 5 bodies at a go. They largely rely on hospitals that have refrigeration facilities.
Other hospitals, Butabika has a capacity of about 30 or so. Then there's Bombo Military Hospital. They also have a capacity of not less than 30. So I think we would handle.
Some are not working. A while ago, some time back, we saw Ginger Hospital. They are displaying their mortuary was completely out of order. And you find that many hospitals are in the same state.
Managers at a private funeral home told us that each day a body spends at the home, the family pays 50,000 shillings. Government will have to improve public health facilities since many cannot afford the cost of keeping a body at a funeral home. There is also the likelihood that some people may resort to treating the bodies of their loved ones themselves to avoid these costs.
Yes, you can, if you are trained. But if you are not trained, then you don't know what to do.
Across the border in Kenya, it is a tradition to bury on weekends, especially on Saturday. Some say this is to allow loved ones from all over to travel in time for the funeral. Kenya also has more well-equipped funeral homes. The tradition is the same in West Africa, although for them, funerals are big business and big occasions, where the wealthy can even be buried after a year. But it seems Ugandans will not easily welcome burials strictly on weekends.
Some religions like Muslims. The Muslims, when somebody dies, we have to make sure that we bury, not immediately, but on that very same day. So now if we say that we bury on Saturday and a Muslim has died, say, on Thursday, it becomes a problem.
That's a time for grieving You can't expect someone to be in office, you know. I find it, you know, unfortunate that such a proposal has come up.
Over 70% of the population stay in the village. And if you look at the level of poverty in Uganda, it's rising every day. Every day, poverty is rising. So if you start saying someone deep in Amoro, when he lost someone on Monday to keep the dead body until Saturday, automatically the dead body would have started rotting. Therefore, what the president said, maybe he would refer only to big people, like those who work in the government level, or members of parliament, or those ones whose burial expenses shall be taken care of by the state.
Josephine Karungi, NTV.